All right, I am here with Armani Winters, who is the enrollment coordinator at Martin University. Armani, thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome. I'm glad to be here.
All right, so Martin University, why don't you tell us a little bit about it, where you're located, how many students go there, some kind of thing, what you offer, and just why a student should consider attending Martin.
Okay, so Martin University is located on the east side of Indianapolis. We are a commuter campus. We offer classes from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. typically, and we have 11 majors. We have one graduate program, and why a student would want to come here if you have work commitments, or you have family that you take care of during the day. This allows you to come to school in the evening time and still get your bachelor's degree. We're a small campus. We have a student population of about 300 students. And I think that's it. I think I answered your questions.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so what do you look for, like in a prospective student? What's something that would be ideal to someone who would be ideal to attend Martin?
So an ideal student would be someone who's dedicated to starting and completing their education, someone who's willing to work through the challenges that come with being an adult student, someone who understands that the commitment that it takes to be an adult student who has other commitments such as work or family and school commitments.
Yeah, so someone who's got a lot going on too.
A lot going on, but we're here to assist.
I gotcha. Now, what are the admission requirements to get accepted?
As of now, admission requirements for the for people who have finished high school is you just submit your application and your high school transcript, and you take knowledge assessment to see where you are with your math and English courses, and you're good to go. If you have attended other institutions, like you took dual credit in high school and you have Ivy Tech credits to transfer, you submit your college transcripts as well, and you're good to go. The application fee is free. We want to, at Martin, we try and remove as many barriers as possible to get students into classes and assist them to graduate. So we have services on campus such as if a student has a child and their child's between 2 and 8 and they need someone to watch their kid while they're in class, we have a child care drop-in center specifically when classes are offered. So you come, you check your child in, you go to class, you get your child when you're done with class.
I bet that's very helpful.
Yes.
So you mentioned that you had, I think, 11 different majors.
Yes, sir.
Why don't you highlight some of those and just what they are and the ones that you're known for, or just any of them that you think would need the highlighting?
So because I work in admissions, I see a lot of our applications and what our students are coming to Martin for. The majority of the programs I see that they're coming to Martin for are our Bachelor's of Science in Business Administration and our Bachelor's of Science in Psychology. Those are the top two. I would say the third one is our Bachelor's of Science in Liberal Studies, which is a general studies degree. Essentially, our liberal studies program allows as many transfer credits as possible. Our psychology program, I think, would be like our number one interest program. And then our business would be a very close number two. And then for the graduate level, we have people come for our community psych program. They just transition into that program. Did I answer your questions?
Yeah. And then are there any any associates or anything like that, or is it just straight bachelor's?
It's just bachelor's. So in the state of Indiana, many of the associate's degrees are handled either by Ivy Tech or Vincennes University.
Okay.
So they started phasing those out at the 4-year level a few years ago.
Okay. Now, as far as the cost, what's the cost to attend Martin, and what's kind of any financial aid that you guys offer?
Okay, so the cost to attend Martin right now for undergrads is $535. In the spring, it will be reduced to, it's between $290 and $300. They're still settling.
Is that per credit hour or?
Yes.
Okay.
In the spring, we will also be rolling out banded tuition. So if you come and you take between 12 and 18 credit hours, you pay one flat rate. The goal is to get you to take more credit hours so that way you can graduate quicker if that's what you'd like to do.
Are you allowed to say what the rate is, or is that under lock and key?
They're still figuring that out.
Okay.
They're still settling on that price.
But it'll be very affordable.
Yes.
I'm assuming,
So the goal is, again, if you take 15 credit hours, it still evens out to you paying less money than if you were paying for each individual credit hour.
Yeah.
And because they're reducing the tuition in the spring, the goal is to get more students to come in, see that they can complete these courses in 8 weeks, and then graduate on time, because we want to increase our graduation rate.
Now, is this something, because you said they can complete the courses in 8 weeks. So
Yes.
is this, are you like traditional semesters, or is it as the students go? Can students get done if they've got no come-in with, no or very few credits? Can they get done in fewer than 4 years, or is it still a 4-year traditional program?
So it's a 4-year traditional program, but it's up to the student if they want to take more classes, which the banded tuition would allow them to finish before 4 years, because you're taking additional classes on top of the minimum, which is 12, or what we recommend, which is 15. If you take another class and you take summer classes, you can be done in 3 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and you don't have the room and board to pay for. It's just the tuition, and
Nope.
and I'm assuming that cost will be based off of it's the 300. And then you got to assume if you're doing it in the band, it's going to be less than the 300. So you can kind of do the math on what about it's going to cost you, which is incredibly affordable for a student.
So when I talk to students, regardless of what their background is, I let them know the reason I like Martin is that it's small. I like small institutions. I went to big institutions for undergrad and grad school, and in high school, I went to a big high school as well. So I like the personalized attention that you get. I like that if I were in the 18 to 24 demographic and I wanted to take some time off and kind of find myself, I can still take 1 or 2 night classes at Martin and work during the day. Or if I'm a creative, create art, create music, do what I like to do during the day, and then still have classes at night, because I know eventually I'm going to move past this phase. I'm going to have a degree in order to get to where I want to be. I might just want to take my time to get there. Martin allows me to take my time to get there if I want to, but they also allow me to accelerate that if that's what I need to do. I can take, in one 8-week session, I can take 3 classes. And then the next 8-week session, I can take 3 classes if that's what I want to do. Martin allows me to do that.
Okay, yeah. And then with, like, let's say the business administration one I'm thinking of, is that like their senior year? Is there internships involved in that, or how's that work?
Great question. So we actually have the Martin Works program, which as an incoming student, you're already in the program, and then you can opt out of that program. But in the Martin Works program, what happens is with one of our partner companies, they have a position that's on track with what you're studying, and then you get placed with that company during draft day. We have a whole draft day event where the company comes up, they call your name, you get this swag, and they talk about you working with their company. So you get placed with the company, and then you get real life experience in the company on top of work, earning college credit. You're also earning money because you're in Martin Works, and by the time you graduate, you'll be able to put that on your resume, and then pending you doing a good enough job, they would offer you a position.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yes, we've got a lot in the works. It's a slow and steady process, but we're getting there, because we definitely want to make sure that we're adding value to the education that students come here and pay for.
Yeah. Okay. I like it.
Cool.
Now, last question.
Yes, sir.
Armani, take yourself back to when you were 18, 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Nice.
Just think about the process and anything that you wish you knew as an 17, 18-year-old going into the college decision-making process.
So I think when I was 18, I wish that someone would have told me that so if you can get someone else to pay for you to go to college, like an employer, that's an avenue you should explore. I wish that someone had told me that if you need to take a year off to really decide what you want to do before you invest in your education, that's fine. I wish someone had given me the guidance to say, let's really sit and talk about what financial aid looks like, because making a decision up front might impact a decision further down the line, such as buying a house or when you want to start a family or when you want to purchase a car. So let's talk about the cost up front and how you're going to cover that cost and what are some avenues for you. I wish, in my personal experience, I wish that those things had happened prior to me just deciding, like, I want to go to college. I'm going to go to college and we'll just figure it out as we go along.
Yeah, it's always a good idea until it's not, right?
Yeah, I think there's a smart way to go about it. I think frequently, especially the bigger the high school you go to, you kind of just get lost in the shuffle. Like my high school was a feeder school for IU. So if you weren't going to IU, you kind of got lost in the shuffle. So I just wish that someone would have said, "Hey, you can go to Ivy Tech and finish at Ivy Tech and then transfer." Like that would be fine. As a matter of fact, Martin has a transfer partnership with Ivy Tech. So if you get your associates at Ivy Tech and transfer to Martin, you're automatically admitted, and then you get entered into a scholarship for full tuition. And I work in admissions. I get maybe 3 Ivy Tech students, especially. So
And so that's like if they leave Ivy Tech and come to Martin, is that a scholarship drawing or just automatically
it's
they
a
get?
scholarship drawing. So say, for instance, you have 5 students who finish in the summer. They want to come in the fall. All 5 of them, if they all complete their application, they decided they want to come, they get put into a drawing, and one person gets selected. And then for the ones who weren't selected, we offer $1,000 in the spring towards their bill, and $1,000 in the fall.
So you had 3 kids last year, and just those 3 were in, and one of those names got drawn out and got a full scholarship, and it was
Yep.
just 3.
Yep.
Boy.
So so we had an HBCU fair last week in Carmel, Indiana, and I told current Ivy Tech students who are taking classes, who are in high school and taking Ivy Tech classes, finish at Ivy Tech, and then come to Martin.
Mhm.
You can enter into this scholarship to get a full ride. And I work in admissions. I can tell you, I don't get more than 5. Like,
Yeah,
you have a high probability of being selected.
that's a good deal.
I try.
Get on that. All right. Well, thank you so much for your
You're
time.
welcome. Thank you.
Learning, getting all these knowledge bombs about Martin University. Once again, Armani Winters, enrollment coordinator at Martin University.